segment is good habits. And why you think good habits is so outweighed by bad habits? Like somebody would be have a good habit, but they will quicker stop that versus having a bad habit for all their fucking life. So why you think good habits is outweighed by bad? Like,
because I mean, it depends. If
people will be on a diet. Let's just say that. I'm bringing up the easiest one. Or a diet, and they would stop that 2 months, but they will fucking be smoking cigarettes or drinking liquor or smoking weed or whatever.
Reason why
a bad habit could be smoking crack for the rest of their life or 50 years. Like,
it goes back to because it wasn't it's not their initial download. Nobody converts a good habit for a bad habit.
They program. It's hard to view how they programming.
Right. They're programmed. So it's like
these damn brainwashes, man.
Yeah. So they download their bad habits already. So now, of course, you know why? Because when they started doing the fucking push-ups and they looked in the goddamn mirror and they ain't seen no results, they got mad. When they stopped on that diet and after 2 months they looked in the mirror and they ain't seen no results, they got mad. When they said I was gonna get on my grind and I was gonna hustle and they went outside and they ain't make no money, they got mad.
Smoking and crack is instant gratification.
The instant gratification that comes from I told you, because most bad habits are pleasure. So instant gratification that comes from the pleasure is more satisfying in that moment.
In that moment, temporary.
In that moment,
more destructive in the long term, but more satisfying in the moment.
In the moment.
Yeah.
So that's why a good habit. But if a person, unless that person has gone through something extreme in their life, most people ain't gonna switch from getting up every fucking morning, going to work on time, to now they not. Most people ain't gonna stop being disciplined. Take Pop Dukes. Pop Dukes will get up in the morning, go out, hang out every fucking night, come home drunk, get up every morning and go to work on time. Why? Because nothing was going to stop that. That's who he is. That's his discipline.
I learned that from him too.
Yeah, that's his discipline.
He told us that never let what you do last night affect what you do the next day.
Yeah, so that's his discipline. So it ain't, you know what I mean? It ain't no make a difference. His bad habit is the drinking, but it ain't going. He ain't going to give up his good habit for that because he already know he's persevering off that.
That's not a lot of people. A lot of people think their bad habits overtake them. I'm not going to hold you.
No, what I'm saying is, unless they didn't already have good habits, yes. If you wasn't already a disciplined man, yes. If you weren't already disciplined, your bad habits will start our way of good habits. If you weren't already on the good habits,
if you have no good qualities, I won't say qualities.
Okay, for instance, take V for a minute. V was already, I'm going to cut school, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do what I want. So when you start working, what is it going to translate to? You're going to translate to the same thing. So that's what I'm saying. If you ain't never established good habits, you know what I mean? The bad habits, you're going to go to work and you're going to get there, but the bad habits is going to start to outweigh the fact that you're going to work.
I'm not going to lie, I cut school, I used to go to school late, but I'm not going to play a lot of sports. The discipline had to be on time, being what you call it. So that's what.
And having to go to school and having to get good grades to stay on teams and stuff like that.
And I do think a lot about, and I go back to my sport days a lot. Like when it comes to this, I'm not gonna say. So like going to your point, I do reflect on my old good habits to do what I do now. I mean, like,
you ain't gonna let your old.
It's but like, I have that.
I smoke bud.
He's nasty in basketball. My nigga's nasty.
I smoke,
but he didn't go to practice. He didn't practice.
I smoke bud. I get up in the morning. I smoke bud. But I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm gonna go the fuck to work. Nothing's going to stop me from getting the fuck to work. Nothing's going to stop me from getting the job done. So that's, but those are the good habits inside of me already.
You've been working forever.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't, them good habits is not, no matter what I do, that shit is not going to, it's not going to outweigh that. What's going to outweigh that is the fact I don't like what I do. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, when you don't like what you do, your spirit is going to be like, I had enough. So, but your good habits is always going to outweigh, it weighs more. You throw them on the fucking scale, the good is going to outweigh the fucking bad every day. Every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Bad is on, let me show you something. My great grandmother always used to say, good is forever, bad for only a minute, right? Now, to prove that, you can die bad, but you're going to die. That shit was on you. You only live for a minute. You ain't live forever. So, that shit, and when you die, you're gone. But if I die a good man, my name lives forever.
He was going to tell what you have like Aunt Millie.
I mean, shit. You die a bad man like Hitler, your name might live forever too in infamy. If that's what you want your name to live in infamy.
But low frequency.
You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you know what I mean? Nothing, it's better to operate off of the higher frequency, which I don't like to never use good or bad, because I understand what it is. It's selfishness and unselfishness. It's being selfish and selfless.
Well, I don't get caught up in labels. When you say good or bad, does mean high frequency or low frequency? Because high frequency we consider good, and low frequency we consider bad. So like and being selfish is bad. Or low frequency.
I say being selfish. In the end, after you acquire what you're supposed to acquire, you have to be selfish.
No, I'm not trying to say don't focus on yourself, because you have to focus on yourself, because you can't help nobody fucking.
Without help, you can't help
nobody. You can't save nobody from drowning if you can't swim either. So once you learn to swim, but being selfish, like come on, man, you have to, and also in our book, he said once you get up, bring somebody else up.
You have to.
It's just the way the law works. Like you have to.
In order to receive, you have to give.
You have to bring somebody. He also says, have fun giving. Like give as much as you can.
In order to receive, you have to give.
In order to receive, but that's one thing. I read that in 2-3 books. Like you have to fucking give.
You have to give. That's the law of the universe. It's the multiple laws of the universe.
In order to give, you have to receive. Yeah.
These are the laws of the universe. These laws exist.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. Now you have to
give. These laws exist.
It's a give more than you receive, actually.
That's why these rich 1% people have all these charities. These fake charities.
They know.
You know what I'm saying? Where they're tricking the
loopholes.
energy. Yeah, they're tricking the energy.
They invented loopholes.
You know what I'm saying? They're tricking the energy because they know by applying that power of giving, they're going to receive more in the end. So that's why they do what they do with all the fake charities that never reach the people. You know what I'm saying? But because they're manipulating the energy. You know what I mean? They understand, because that's why I always say it's just one energy. It's selfish. You can either use that shit to help everybody and help yourself at the same time, or you can use it only to benefit yourself at the same time and benefit a few people that's going to go along with your ideology.
What I say is after you be selfish, you must be selfless.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
And being selfish don't mean while you're on your grind, neglect your family, your friends, your kids, and all that stupid shit.
It just means you take care of
focused. And you being fucking steely-eyed and you being at the blinders on.
When a nigga say, yo, we throwing a party over there, you be like,
nah, I'm good. I'm gonna work.
I'm good. I'm on the grind right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the grind right now. You know what I'm saying? When Shorty call you, won't be like, yo, what's up? Why don't you come over? Be like, I'm good. I'm on the grind. You only break when you want to break. You see, this once again goes back to saying changing the way you do things. If you always went with the wind, don't go with the wind no more. Break when you want to break. Control your reality. You know what I'm saying?
Control your reality. I need to say that audio book, because he said a lot of shit this nigga always say. He like, yo, man, he said stop making life create your story, write your story for you.
Yeah.
He said write your own story. Like every day you wake up, he said write your own episode. Every day you wake up, write the episode you won't want to do. Like you do it, and you have to consciously. Because if you don't consciously write your episode, the life would subconsciously write it for you. And
because
it'll go bad. It could be a great episode where you're like, oh, this is a good day. Or it could be a fucked up episode where you want to be in control as much as you can of every fucking day of your life.
Yeah, you gotta understand that you know what I mean. It resonates if you understand that you're not who you see when you look in the mirror, and you're truly who you are on the inside. So therefore, you're nothing but.
You create your personality.
Right. You're an actor. Yep. And this is the role. Yeah, that's why Shakespeare.
You gonna enjoy that shit. I'm telling you, bro.
That's what
he's talking about.
What Shakespeare said. You know what I'm saying? Life is a play, and this is the stage.
Schwarzenegger said he did the same thing when he came to acting.
So you create the character you want to be.
Yeah,
you create the character you want to be, and you become that person that you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Create the character.
Because the person that it's double entendres upon entendres, right? Check it out. So you look at, and that's in writing, but it's still in the same thing, staying understanding. So check it out. First, when you look in the mirror, you're not even seeing yourself. That's not who you truly are. Who you truly are exists on the inside, because we are conscious beings.
Yeah.
You're looking at the avatar body. On top of when you look in the mirror, you're not even seeing yourself. On top of that, the person that you're looking at, that you believe to be yourself, is nothing but a downloaded program of what people told you to think and act and be, not how. Now, would I've liked basketball and truly if everybody didn't start playing it? Would I have kept playing baseball? You understand? Who you become is due to the things
that you're nurture or product of your environment.
Both.
I think both.
Completely both. So You become parts of you have a DNA download of your parents. You're parts of your parents. You're parts of nature. You're watching TV. You see, oh, I like that. You become that. You
I
do
can
this.
honestly say
boom, boom, boom. All these
that's
things
what
is
I
creating
did.
your personality.
I took characters from
then,
my uncles, my pops, people on TV.
And then
rappers.
you hit a certain age, you look at yourself in the mirror. Are you truly looking at yourself? Or are you looking at a whole bunch of people that you was taking, not consciously?
No, but listen, but that's how you create your personality.
No, I agree.
Understand, that's literally how you create your personality. Bro.
Check it out.
That's why you have to have good influences around you, and that's why they go back to your point. That's why they fed us so much low frequency shit.
That's my point.
To create this personality.
Did you consciously pick the things to create your personality,
I honestly say I did.
Right.
Like Jimmy Jones,
I can't speak for majority, but did you consciously pick the qualities of the person that you became when you became that person? Or did you look at the nigga down the block and like, damn, he has mad girls, I want to have mad girls. Or damn, this nigga got... And you attracted and you become these people. Or is that truly you? That's why so many people wake up in the fucking morning unhappy, and that's why so many people got bad habits.
Because they don't know who the fuck they are.
Because they don't know who the fuck they are.
Can I ask something? Do you think good habits make you all around better person mentally, physically, and spiritually? Like, do you think good habits directly contribute to make you a better person? Before you go, I say yes. And I say yes just because it's just common sense. Once you put the good habits in, like you said, the body's going to follow. Once you put the good habits in, you're going to become more stronger spiritually because you're going to be doing things to increase your spirituality. Once you put the good habits in, you'll be doing things to increase your mental. So, like, your body and everything just follows. Like, it all starts in your head. Like you said, your spirit is you.
Your avatar.
Your spirit is you. Your mental... The spirit of your mental is very strong. This fucking the physical is like the lowest end of the spectrum.
The brain's controlling the body. The mind ain't even a physical tangible
thing. The mind's not even a fucking physical thing. It's not even a physical tangible thing. We know they can measure the mind now, you know, right?
You can measure.
I could agree. That's crazy. How though? Like it's not even physical. It's like a
why? Because
spirit thing.
We are nothing. We are nothing. Yo, listen, man.
And how you measure something that's not
first when you break that down into the sequence. The all is us in the mind of what? The universe. Uni meaning one. Verse, we spit verses all day. So verses is one rhythm, one frequency, one ride. So the all is in the mind and the universe is mental. Mental meaning what? The universe is constantly thinking. Thought, right? So therefore we're nothing but thoughts inside the great mind. Piece of the mind, him, me, him, you, we all one and the same. There ain't no difference than me, you. The mind, what we're doing is trying to experience life in different ways. That's all we're doing. God, us, right in front of you when you look in the mirror yourself. Because that all exists in us. We are the all. We are having a fucking dream, and this is what's in the dream. Until you awaken through that. Or vibrate on a higher frequency, and then you realize, oh shit, it might not be fun for a lot of people.
Oh, hell yeah. You know what's the crazy part, bro?
Smoking weed and doing all this shit is a lot of fun, I will say.
I love weed. I'm sorry, if that's low frequency, well, I'm not there yet. But, you know what's the crazy part about this shit is? When you start vibrating on a higher frequency, and we're not saying this to try to like, oh, it's like something big or what, but it does make a change, bro. And the thing about it is that we ain't special. Everybody can do it. It's just you got to make the choices. It's literally choices. It's just choices that make you start vibrating high. It's choices that make you start developing these good habits. But when you start doing this shit, you realize everything starts making more sense to you. I don't understand how it happened. I'm not there yet to articulate it for y'all. But it just starts making more sense. Everything. It's like, okay, the good and the bad. Okay, I did this. Okay, I'm going to do this, do this. Even if things not going good for you, you're going to start seeing silver linings in it. Okay, I'm going to start. It just start opening up. You can start literally, it changes. I don't know how else to explain it. Y'all got to experience it for your fucking self. It changes your mind. I was literally both. And if you want to be honest, I'm still working to become as much high frequency as I was low frequency. Because I think I was still stronger low frequency because, like I said, I was indoctrinated in it. It was what, like, from the time I was born. It's like, if that's my coding. You know, from the time I was born. So for me, rewriting my code after all these years, it got me fucking trillion times better than I was, but compared to my negative self, hell no. My shadow self, hell no. My shadow self is still stronger. So I'm still trying to be wired, but I'm telling you, the changes is night and fucking day, and I'm pretty sure he contest. And Billy Carson, he said the same thing. Anybody that fucking did, and he's maybe on even a higher, but whoever really did that shit could contest that, yo, this shit is very freeing. It's a very freeing thing when you really can really think. And that's the thing with the problem with niggas. I'm not trying to diss niggas, but I don't think, even, I'm talking about even college graduates and shit like that. I don't think people got problems thinking. Critical thinking in the moment of life. You put a book in front of them, you put them in a class, they can be nasty. Probably fucking way better than me. I mean, like, or anybody, or something like that. But you put, like, in life, people got problems thinking. Okay, I know this shit is bad for me. I know I should be doing this, but fuck, I'm still gonna do it. Like, even the people that's even more self-aware, they're still gonna fuck. Like, going back to the first question I'm talking about, why the fuck is good habits so hard to retain versus bad habits? It's the coding. But, like, some people, probably have a little better coding than others, or had a little better situation and still off them. So it's like, it's fucking...
Well, I believe what happens is this, though. I believe that you carry bridge from life to life. You know what I mean? These are just avatar bodies, but
you mean past traumas?
The DNA is still in you and it's encoded, and then you are going to still have to fix the issues in the next rebirth. You know what I'm saying? And the issues.
You talk about the past traumas of your last life, or you talk about the lessons you're supposed to learn spiritually?
I think that wherever you at now, when you come back, is where you at. You have to gather it all back again. You know what I'm saying? Because like I always tell people all the time, what I knew. From the time I was little, I believe none of this shit is real. How I knew, I don't know. So through my whole life and through my whole journey, I came across information and people that felt the same way that I felt. They introduced me to information.
Going back to the magnetism.
I believe that in my last life that I knew also the same information, and I may have gotten to the same point I'm at right now, and it's either I'm going to eclipse it or I'm going to redo this whole situation
I'll be
again.
thinking, I believe in that too, but it's kind of hard to be like, alright, so we both on the same path, but different paths, maybe someone's farther ahead of the others.
Different trains going downtown Brooklyn.
But still,
different
like,
journeys.
What's the chances of both of us being on similar paths in our past life, not being related, then you be my big brother and I'll be like, what the fuck is like, why put us together as brothers? Like, to maybe help us get farther, or what? Like, why? Like, how's that, like, why? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy though. Like, if that goes for you, if you say you was on the past, that means I was on a certain path in the past that put me to this point as well. So like,
right. So it was meant. Why? It's so we can help each other. See. And me too, because if you go back to the I
want to talk to somebody that knows all this shit, like somebody like a shaman or some shit, like that can literally tell us like how this works, articulated, verbatim.
I'm gonna tell you, talk to yourself, meditate.
I do, all the time.
And you'll hear yourself talking, and people will say, "It's God." No, that's God. It's your
higher self too.
That's your higher self. Who's transmitting this down to the body? Yo, because it's like, if I is I, then you understand why. If I'm looking, when I look at her, or I'm looking at you, I'm looking at a mirror reflection of myself, right? But I can't see that because you're gonna read the Bible, and the Bible gonna say, God made us in the likeness and image of Himself. So when you take that, meaning that can't, if you're gonna take that in layman's, that can't be true because I don't look like you don't look like me. But when you look at the essence of it, the essence of us in the inside.
I'll say, you know everything in the Bible. Like I said, I subscribe to the Bible. You know everything about symbolism. So they wasn't talking physically. They was talking about like you said, the inside, the thing we all share. You know what I mean? Like
I think a lot of stuff in the Bible is physical, and a lot of stuff in the Bible is physical, and then that's another episode.
Nah, I understand like that. A lot of stuff in the Bible might be talking about this one or the case may be, but there's still a lot of symbolism in it. Even a lot of shit back in the days, Greek mythology, the Mayan mythology, they use symbolism a lot to. The Egyptian culture, they use symbolism a lot when they fucking did their things.
But when you understand, like, if eyes are, the reason to answer your question is because we are brought into each other's midst because we're to learn from each other.
That's what that makes sense. That's why I said it.
It's to learn from each other. Now,
help each other go forward.
Now it may not always be in this capacity here. It may be, this is my man, I love him to death. And You know what I'm saying? Me and him vibe. That's my friend. We've been friends for years. And it's something. I look at him and I can see, damn, why is my man so insecure? She's so insecure. You get these girls. You get the boom, boom, boom. See, the recognizing of his insecurity is only to recognize the insecurity that resides in yourself. So you could learn from him why not to be, or you know what I'm saying, and then he can learn from you. Damn, this nigga Ron ain't insecure. He's real confident. But this is only if you're fucking paying attention.
Let's go back to something else.
This is only if you're paying attention.
None of this works if you're not aware of it.
Yeah, it only works.
It'll go over your head.
If you're paying attention.
It
damn.
won't work. It won't work.
Oh, damn. Damn, as long as I know Candace, she always have a job. She always get up and go to work.
You don't catch what you drew, and I don't give a fuck. I know this Jew. I didn't know this Jew, but I did it anyway. But I just realized, from reading, I'm gonna keep saying this shit. 100 Ways More Effective. This shit's a great book, great audio book. Here it has the hard copy too. I forgot the author name, but you don't understand what you're doing. He said, "Yo, man," he said, in our society, people, the way the society made talking to yourself made you look like you're crazy. He said, first of all,
they did that for a reason.
Of course. He said, all the smartest people, he said, first of all, you're supposed to talk to yourself. He said, nobody knows you more. He said, nobody's got to say, and that's how you talk yourself down. That's how you talk your negative side down. You know, everything you're just doing, oh, he doing that. Oh, yeah. That's literally, it's not a joke, it's not an example. That's literally how you're supposed to be doing it. That's literally what I do to myself. I tell my shoulder out all the time, like, yo, I literally curse my negative self. Get the fuck out of here, bro. No, I see a quality, yo, so you did that. What you call it? You have to, and you literally say, talk out loud. Like, I talk out loud to myself sometimes too. None of that shit makes you crazy. And going to what he said, I'm pretty fucking sure. Now you just said that. I never thought about that, but now you just said, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's why they made talking to yourself look so fucking crazy.
Yeah, they made it.
Because they understand the benefits of it. And I'm pretty sure Abraham Lincoln used to read out loud to himself every time, because he said when you read out loud, they said you can retain the information easier. That's why when you're a kid, they always tell you to read out loud, what you call it. I'm like, holy shit. All these shits, but if you read out loud, they make you look crazy. Everything makes you look crazy. These niggas is they're evil geniuses.
Yeah, because they understand the psychology. Yeah, because they understand this, right?
They completely understand the psychology.
Why are you supposed to meditate?
Extending yourself. I mean, they're extending your thoughts, and then basically like, hate yourself. Like,
see, the thing is, that's
higher self, whatever you
see, when you're dealing in a world of frequencies, you're dealing with a world with noise. Yeah. So it's hard to hear your inner self, which is God, talk. But when you're dealing with the noise, so when you meditate.
Do you know I know that to be a truth, that most of my best thoughts, my best rhymes, my best ideas, and Candace with me, you came up early in the morning. I told you this before. 5 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's quiet, like, because everybody's sleeping. It's easy to think. I can't explain it. It's so easy to think versus now. Everybody's up and it's like, I can feel everybody.
But if you want to hear yourself now, you have to meditate.
Yeah, you
center yourself.
You can quiet everybody.
Yeah, and meditate, and then you can hear yourself. Let me show you how real that shit is. Let me show you how real that shit is. Let me show you how real that shit is, because I've been doing it. So I go in and I calm myself, and I hear the voice inside of me, and the voice inside of me talk. So I talk to him. You know what I'm saying? And we be talking and we be conversating. People be like, "This nigga crazy." Nah, let me explain, kid, because I meditated on this and I read so many books in my life.
You're supposed to talk to yourself. You're supposed to.
Now,
that's what they say.
That's when you can hear God, right? Which is your inner self, your higher self, which is God. You know what I'm saying? And we talking. Many stories, but this one in particular was so real to me. And he was like, "Yo, bro, I got you. I'm being layman's right now. You know what I mean? I got you. You ain't got nothing to worry about, bro. I got you." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I believe. You don't sound like you do. You believe? I got you. I could prove it to you. You will see 11. I'm like, "Bro, I always see 11. That's why, right? And you know what 11 means, right? So you're going to see 11, bro. I promise you, you will see 11. Bro, that's not going to prove it to me. It's the conversation. You know, me seeing 11, that, bro, trust me, you will see 11. So I went about my day. And I went about my day looking for 11. Looking for it. Not seeing it. Not looking for it. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. Looking for it so much that I done forgot it. Went about my day, laying down watching TV, laying down half asleep, Nazi watching TV. I'm like, Nazi, turn it down. Turn it down. Okay, Daddy. Like this? Trying to be sarcastic, turn it real low. I said, don't be funny, bro. Turn it up where you can hear it. So you turned it up. He said, is that good, Daddy? I put it on 11. And when he said that shit, it went over my head. Then I said, what the fuck? And then the nigga said, I told you. I know you gonna believe. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's on that frequency gonna understand what I'm saying. But if you're not, you're gonna let this nigga bug him. No. Exactly like that. It happened.
Like I said, bro. Like I could tell you a few things. Like, bro, like even last time I was looking for my last job, I was in the stock room. I tell you this all the time. Bed Bath & Beyond by myself. I just ate some of the fucking snacks in there, like I usually did. Like, yo, to the point that I was like, I feel like fucking crying. I need to do something. I need something else. I need to get my shit going. I need to be able to front my motherfucking shit. I need to trade. I need to be able to get a better job. I need a fucking trade. Daddy always talk about getting a trade. What plumbing? Forgot about it. Like he said. He was shouting full over his head. It's not. You gotta be aware. You gotta be aware, because like I said, going back to our point, you gotta be fucking aware. Because it flew over my head for a little bit, then hit me. Oh, because I was aware. I caught it. Just like he's like, oh, then he caught it. You gotta catch it, because the 5-year head, you won't see the signs. I went, and a job called me for loss prevention and shit like that. And I remember I was doing my security shit before that, and I didn't have nothing. It was paying way better than my job. He was paying that then and shit like that. Like, damn. I'm like, fuck. I ready to start going to my negative shit, my negative bag, the programming. Oh, fuck, man. Damn, what you gonna do? Then it hit me. Like a voice said, yo, idiot. That's a security. Literally, from then, I got in the pro. I knew what the fuck I was gonna do. Like, literally, I asked for something, what to do. Like, what the fuck to do? Then, a job called that I couldn't get. And people were look at that as half empty. But if in retrospect, it could have been both actually. It could have been half empty, depending on how I looked at it. But I looked at it as half full. I'm like, oh shit. And that brought me to this point, and that brought me to this point. So it's like, this shit is really you. It's like, like I said, if you're not vibrating on it, it sounds like mumbo jumbo.
But it goes back full circle though.
It sounds like mumbo jumbo. If you don't vibrate on shit like that, it sounds like some coincidence. Whoever believe it, I don't believe coincidence.
So you see, it goes back full. It goes. What you just said goes back full circle to the whole conversation. You could have looked at both ways. You choose to look at it this way. That's a change of frequency. See, all you gotta do is just to change the way you fucking think.
Half full. That way, then that proverb came from. You're looking at the glass half full or half empty. It's the
frequency.
And he said, guess what? And guess what? They said, remember that, you know the quote? For the person I think he can't, and for the person I think he can, they're both right. That's literally what they try to say. If you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can, you're right. It's all how you look at it. Go back to you again. If you really think you can't, you're right. You're right. But we basically answer this. How do you develop good habits? Just like we said, you take the motherfucking steps, you take the strides, and you put it to motherfucking used to be self-aware and slowly but surely change your frequency.
You change your frequency. You change it with me. To quote many people, you change the way you think, you acquire knowledge, and you apply knowledge. And these are how you get to the next step, from the next step to the next step. And you just take it every step by step. The seed, you plant the seed and you water the plant. The plant don't grow overnight. You gotta water the plant, nurture the plant, and the plant will grow and it will bear fruit.
Every process in life, like you just said, the plant, you have to use critical thinking. You gotta use these things around you and use life as your teacher sometimes. Everything in life has steps and progress and processes that nothing just happens overnight. Like you just said, plants and shit. You just don't get a fucking apple tree overnight. Working out, you just don't get in shape overnight. When you're a kid, learning to crawl, walk, you just don't start walking and running overnight. Everything, when you go to school, you go from 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. You just don't go from 1st to 12th grade. Everything, it has a step process. So why the fuck you think changing your mind and becoming positive is not going to have some kind of process to it? And school is hard. Learning to walk was hard. You was falling and bumping your knee. Learning to ride your bike, you spit with your elbows and shit like that. Everything you learn has some kind of hard process. But when it comes to self-improvement or changing your frequency or rewiring your decoding, it's so hard for y'all motherfuckers.
You know,
it's like,
I told you know why?
Because
they're Because they're old machine.
Yeah, you some magic shit.
No, they're
model,
they're old machine. Look,
even they,
Ethan is 7 fucking months. He falls, he bumps his head. He gets up every day and falls and bumps his head.
Hold on, we gonna go. Hold on.
Because that's because he's a new machine.
No,
He don't have no blockage.